Hi, this is Vicki with Learning Home Volunteers. This learning session, we designed an entire learning session for your little one to learn a little bit more about themselves. What, you say? Don't they already know who they are? Well, like all of us, we are working on our self image, what our strengths and limitations are, and they're learning these things too. They're also learning about what they have in common with others and those things that appear to be unique. As they work on this, they're also acquiring language. They're learning to put the words to those thoughts. And until that is done, we can certainly provide ways for them to express their sense of self through art. So this week, we're going to explore the child's image of themselves with art. So let's get started. We have three great books, all about me kind of things. The first one is I Like Myself, and it explores and celebrates liking yourself for who you are. Our second book, which is by Karen Beaumont, has great pictures and different situations that remind us that we are always exactly who we are supposed to be. Our next book, You Be You, explores all the super things our bodies can do and how our bodies help us be the superhero we are. And finally, UBU is about a fish who notices on her way that we are all different, but we have many things in common. Well, let's get started with our first activity. Activity one is trace your body. And in your box, you're going to find a roll, paper. Actually, I think it's a square that's long enough and wide enough to let to trace your child onto paper. It will really help if they put their arms to their sides and their legs separated a little bit to do the tracing. That way you'll be able to trace all their limbs and body. You could do this on the table or on the ground. But once the outline is done, it's time to dress the child and make it look like them. They can use their markers, crayons, the material that you find in the bag, or even some of the construction paper in your teacher's kit. Depending on the age of your child and the personality of your child, they may spend hours on this activity, getting it to look as much as they look, as close as they look. But maybe all they'll do would be to paint their fingernails, and maybe that'll be it. We've seen it off. Here are a couple of examples. This one is actually made using socks, which I think is hysterical because they couldn't find the markers or the paper. In this one, the child decided using one color per limb. All of them I thought were great. But we would sure love it if you could hang the picture on the wall and have your child next to it to show us a representation of how they think about themselves. Don't forget all the things you could do along this. You could help them sign their picture. You could help them measure themselves with Unifix cubes. They can make clothes for themselves. So many choices. We hope you guys will enjoy that. Well, this is activity number 2, and they're going to be making a self-portrait in with the materials in bag number 2. You'll find crinkle paper, some blank faces. Your job is to make a self-portrait, help them make a self-portrait, and they can do this either from a photograph or they can look at themselves in a mirror, their choice on the easiest inspiration. Next to the blank faces, you're going to need materials like glue and scissors so that they have everything that they need. Here are some from a classroom activity that one of our friendly kindergartners sent to us, which I thought was really lovely and thought it might be inspiration for you. I've also seen this activity done with sticks and stones, with greenery, with cardboard, all the different ways. I've seen it done on cereal boxes, and some actually do it by tracing someone's face with acrylic film. We would sure like to see what your portrait looks like. This is activity number 3. Nothing like being able to remember how tiny your child is, and one of the easiest ways is to make handprints. We provided some cardstock and some paint, and we thought it would be fun for the child to record their handprint. The easiest way to get a handprint is actually to paint the hand. And then I know it tickles, and some children do not like this. If your child does like it, though, you can paint it one or more or multiple colors, and when it's wet, have them press the hand down, paint down onto the paper like is shown, and make sure to press each of the fingers individually so that you get a good image. Okay, so maybe your child doesn't like wet paint on the palm of their hand. You can get a reverse print by putting paint on a brush and then rubbing a knife on top of the toothbrush to get the paint to splatter around. And when they remove it, you'll see the outline of their hand. Or you may want to capture your whole family's handprints like this. For each person, you need to let it dry in between and then add the next piece. Or maybe you could show the difference between your hand and theirs by first you doing yours and letting it dry, and then using a different color with your child's added on. Well, maybe paint isn't your thing at all, and the other choice is for you to actually trace your handprints and then cut them out. And this one shows the handprint over multiple years, doing one in each of the birthdays. All of these are great, and I think they're great ideas. Well, our last activity for this week is to talk about body parts. And to help our little ones identify the various parts of their body, we have a bingo game. There are two pieces to the bingo game. One is obviously the calling card, which provides all the names of the various pieces. And then the actual bingo cards, and you can use your tokens to actually cover those. So as you call out, and we can see the tokens that are on there, they've called out head and leg and mouth and shoulders and eyes. When they fill out a vertical or horizontal or diagonal thing, they can call out bingo. Or you can play to it till the card is completely full. You can make up your own rules. Well, that's all for this week. I hope you enjoy the activities.